Hi everyone, welcome to Nonsense Whisky. My name is VinPF and today we've got a very special bourbon that's currently only available in Texas and surrounding states and other parts of America. Can't get this in the UK right now. I was lucky enough to get onto these because of a friend who goes to Fort Worth and goes to Texas fairly frequently. He put me onto the TX blended and I got this directly from the distillery in the end. So let's just crack on with it and see what we've got. As you can see, TX bourbon, the bottle is just absolutely stunning. I love the shape of it. They've got the kind of the boot leather vibe they've got on here that they had from the previous one. I reviewed this last summer actually. You can see that they use all kinds of weird leathers and things like that. Although it's a fairly inexpensive whiskey, I've kept that sealed because I just can't get hold of it. So I'm gonna savour that and enjoy it later. But no expense spared on the bottles. Absolutely brilliant. Firestone and Robertson, they've been going since 2010. This is probably a 4 to 5 year old straight bourbon. It's the first straight bourbon to be produced in Texas, and it's all Texan corn, all Texan wheat, so it's a wheated bourbon, and interestingly enough, it's an all Texan yeast. So it's what they did was they didn't want to get a kind of industry standard yeast, so they went out into the wild and harvested yeasts from 100 different sources and finally picked this one after loads of laboratory tests. So this one was actually harvested from a single pecan from a pecan tree in Texas. Very interesting story, I like that a lot. Oh wow, I mean it's got a fabulous nose on it. It's like dark fruits, lots of dark fruits. Cherries in particular, I think, but they're all in there. It's like super oaky as well. I should say as well, it's bottled at 45% or 90 proof, and it runs in about $50. So we're talking premium bourbon here, but it's not that well known, but we're talking craft distilling now. So you're going to pay that little bit extra because they're still fledgling and they're kind of trying to make their mark and they need to make the money to produce more. So if you're into that sort of thing, it's worth the money alone just to kind of get into that kind of heritage and get in to see what they're doing. But yeah, on the nose as well, I think I get some marzipan, which is a bit of a weird one, but I do get that sometimes on bourbons. Let's try the palate. It's not like any bourbon I've ever tried before, which is not a kind of bold claim because I haven't tried all the bourbons ever, but I think the kind of uniqueness of how they've put together their ingredients, including that literally unique wild yeast, it kind of gives it this really interesting kind of flavour profile. Lots of them dark fruits still, more of that marzipan. Like I said, super oaky. Those hot Texan summers are doing wonders for it, that's for sure. I do wonder what it would be like if it was heavily aged. I mean, I know they've not been going that long. This bottle probably was produced in kind of late 2016, early 2017, something like that maybe. So I'm theorising between 4 and 5 years old. They don't have to put the age statement on it once it gets beyond 4 years, but you can tell it's a straight whiskey because it says, obviously. But I think it's a great example of craft bourbons. I wish we made stuff like this in the UK. I really do. Corn and wheat and things like that, just kind of like a bourbon knockoff from the UK. That'd be wonderful. But I'd say, I mean, if you're in the US, I've got a lot of watchers in the US, and I'm sure a lot of you have even tried this. I would love to know what you guys think of this. It fits in rather well with some of the other bourbons I've got. It's not the best bourbon I've ever tried, that's for sure, but its uniqueness gives it a definite place in my cabinet and something to enrich the palate and enrich your experiences. I would say definitely worth the $50. that's kind of, I don't know, what's that, roughly like £37 for me, £40 push. It's a snippet really, isn't it? Snippet. I'm gonna have to be really careful about drinking the rest of that, because I'll unlikely to get another bottle of it anytime soon, put it that way. But there you go, that's the TX Straight Bourbon, certainly one to keep an eye on. Keep an eye on Firestone and Robertson. Check them out on social media and things like that. And give them a go if you see it. Certainly try it. This is a little bit cheaper. The blended whiskey. Oh, absolutely sublime that is. So much vanilla, it's unbelievable. Never tried anything like it. They're certainly making their mark. Well, thanks for watching this video on a TX Bourbon. Please do check out more content just like this, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and of course, comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again on another No Nonsense Whisky video.